on the shelf. Ain't hearing nothing else. Tonight ain't the night, knowing the price. Pay it off with my life, till it's out with your lights. Do it all for the Christ, and he ain't playing nice. Knew the end from the start. Fix your face like it's art. The sons of a simp, call them Bart. Yeah, you did your best, played your part. But now it's time to cut you to the heart. Flex on occasion. It's the strangest of the salvation. You see it, believe it, amazing. Them chariots coming invasion since the creation. War, mine, Lord, bless the general. Greatest nation, eat them unequivocal. Bombs dropping, buddy, cause it's biblical. Start shit, now it's time to finish you. Whoa. Said he won't vote, he looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
I can't wait for our kingdom to start and for there to be finished. Get rid of all of their idols and lying religions. Look for the crown like an Edris. Hey, this that crown talk. Wisdom of Solomon 5 talk. This that second Edris 6 and 9. We want eyes talk. It's your time to end. And my time begin. It's our time to win. Away with the sin. You know what it is. Rejoice with my kin. See that is why we repented. Go to streets, I can see myself in it. The city is bright, the kingdom of light. A wonderful sight past the angels, the inner light. I need 1,000 years of labor. Sit on my throne with my savior. Try to know wine, Prince alone. He bring pain like Major. You think the nations is equal to us? T.K. Kirkland, who raised you? Flex on occasion, my God a racist. That's why we moving with patience. It's been a long time coming. I spent my whole life running. Now that I'm 10 toes down and established my faith on 100. Woe to the nations, my king will race them. You know they gotta be punished. Jeremiah 25. Yeah, you know they gon' fry. Whoa! Said he won't vote, we looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
1, 2.
Check.
Yes. We in here. Finally. Yeah, we late tonight, y'all. We late tonight. Don't get upset with us. Hey, we the Nehemiah squad. Shalom, most high Christ bless y'all. You know what I mean? Pray y'all had a good Saturday, good weekend and all that. All right, we're going to reintroduce ourselves. I'm Captain Zaccai.
Hey, it's Officer Shim.
All praises. Hey, we're going to start. Hey, put the thumbnail back up. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, so this one is called Battlefield, Minnesota. All right, ICE, right? Homeland Security, or a weaponized tool against minority communities, right? So we're going to go into everything Minnesota tonight because, y'all, it's a lot going on up there. It ain't just ICE. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, that was the name of a rapper back in the days. Y'all don't know that. Just ICE, right? But it ain't just ICE. It's a lot going on as to why Trump even sending ICE up there. We're going to get into all of that tonight, right? But let's start off with the mayor of Minneapolis, all right, and his sentiments on ICE.
What we do know is that a 37-year-old woman is dead.
Hey, pause for a second. So now this is right after, what was the name of the woman that got killed up there? Good, right? Yeah, something good, right? She was the one that was driving off in her Honda and wound up getting clipped by the police officer. According to him, he was, about to get run over by a car, right? So he shot up. So this is right after. And you know what's weird? I'm just realizing this now. She was 37 years old. This other guy that got killed is 37 years old. I mean, not that it really mean nothing with numbers and so on and so forth, because that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying, like, sometimes you don't even know if this thing is really real. Like, you know what I mean? It's just strange stuff all the time with these people. But anyway.
Renee Good.
Thank you. Renee Good, right? So right after Renee Good was killed, it was so heinous that the mayor came out and spoke, right? So we want to show what he was talking about, and then we're going to get into it, y'all. Go ahead.
She was shot by ICE. We've dreaded this moment since the early stages of this ICE presence in Minneapolis. Not only is this a concern that we've had internally, we've been talking about it. They are not here to cause safety in this city. What they are doing is not to provide safety in America. What they are doing is causing chaos and distrust. They're ripping families apart. They're sowing chaos on our streets. And in this case, quite literally killing people. So they are already trying to spin this as an action of self-defense. Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bullshit.
Hit pause. Hit pause. So my man said, listen, I want to let everybody know that's bullshit, right? He putting it out there. This man, he's angry, right? Because when you see the video, it looked crazy, right? It looked like the cop just is one of them overzealous cops, right? And just wanted to do something. And that's what ICE is looking like. They just want to do things. You know what I mean? So, but hit play.
This was an agent recklessly using power that resulted in somebody dying, getting killed. As soon as it happened and we learned of the incident, we had several priorities. The first, of course, was to get the victim to the hospital and to get care as soon as possible. And to the family, I'm so deeply sorry. There's nothing that I can say right now that's going to make you or your relatives or the friends of the victim feel any better. There were, I believe, 2 Minneapolis police officers that responded and were in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. The second was to get ICE off of the scene. There were dozens, if not hundreds, of ICE and federal officers that were there at the time.
Pause. Hit pause for a second. And we're going to show you later how out there in Minnesota, especially in this city right here, Minneapolis, that there's actually more ICE agents than the regular police.
Damn.
So that's heavy stuff there. You know they did that for a reason, so the police won't even really get too much involved, right? We're going to get into it, y'all. Hit play.
Having them there was only causing more chaos. Having them there was only making a difficult situation even more problematic, and one that, yes, they created themselves. There's little I can say, again, that'll make this situation better, but I do have a message for our community, for our city, and I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis.
Yo, y'all could drop that. Yeah, we just wanted to start off with that. We wanted to get the party started right. Right?
Except,
go ahead.
You know, that situation right there,
Right.
very familiar to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because those same ICE agents,
Right.
in a different uniform as police or security guards or whatever, those same guys be in our neighborhoods.
That's right.
And they've been doing that to us for a long time.
Long time.
And when Renee Good got shot, which was, according to the video, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't validated, just like it happens as we'd never heard nothing about her police record.
That's right.
We didn't hear anything about her criminal record.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the mayor speaking on her behalf. So the same thing happening to us, they just starting to feel it.
Right.
Yep.
Right. And that's what's happening. You're right about that. Yep. And they starting to feel it. That's why they coming out.
Yeah.
That's why the other guy came out pretty, and we're going to talk about him a little later as well. So y'all stay tuned. This is not just about the people getting shot in Minneapolis. It's not just about that. There's some other stuff involved y'all going to see, right? So watch this, y'all. Let's go to video. Let's go to number 1. All right? A good friend, Don Lemon Drop. Y'all know Don Lemon Drop, right? So Don Lemon Drop. All right, hold on before y'all hit play. Don Lemon, right? No, y'all could put it up. Y'all could keep it there so everybody see who we talking about. Don Lemon, y'all remember him? Former CNN reporter. I think he was fired from there. I can't remember what happened with him. He got fired from there, but you know he got his own thing going on. He on YouTube, so on and so forth. But it looked like Don want to get back in the limelight. You know what I'm saying? So what Don did, he brought a bunch. Okay, well let me start here. They found out, well, Don Lemon got a bunch of ICE protesters together, and they stormed the church. You might ask, why did they storm the church? So the pastor of the church is actually one of the ICE field directors, right? So he's head of ICE in Minneapolis, right? Damn. So they found out about this, and now they stormed his church. Now, you talk about church blitz, bro. This was another level. They went up in there. But hit play, y'all. Hit play.
Ex-CNN anchor Don Lemon was arrested early Friday over the anti-ICE protests that stormed a Minneapolis church during Sunday service, according to his attorney and Attorney General Pamela Bondi. Don Lemon was taken into custody by federal agents in Los Angeles, where he was covering the Grammy Awards, Lemon's attorney Abby Lowell said in a statement shared with multiple reporters. He was one of 4 people arrested by federal agents early Friday in connection with the coordinated attack on City's Church in St. Paul, Minnesota, Bondi later confirmed in a statement. Lemon, who had been documenting the increasingly violent protests following the shooting of Renee Nicole Good, live-streamed himself alongside demonstrators with the Racial Justice Network, storming into the city's church in St. Paul, Minnesota, as they called out resident pastor David Eastwood, whom they accused of moonlighting as the acting field office director for ICE in the North Star State. Some service disruptors chanted slogans heard at the dozens of other protests that have wreaked havoc around Minneapolis, while others specifically slandered Eastwood for supposedly misrepresenting the ideals of his faith through his support for ICE. Lemon spoke with the congregation's lead pastor, Jonathan Parnell, who said the bombardment was shameful.
I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship.
The Department of Justice announced a probe into the demonstration at the church for potential violations of civil rights laws, specifically for interfering with Christian worshipers, according to a post on X. Harmeet Dillon, the Justice Department's Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights, chided Lemon on social media. A house of worship is not a public forum for your protests. It is a space protected from exactly such acts by federal, criminal, and civil laws. Nor does the First Amendment protect your pseudo-journalism of disrupting a prayer service. You are on notice, she wrote. In a follow-up post, she noted that the FBI had been activated and accused the protesters of desecrating a house of worship. Lemon had dismissed calls for him to be prosecuted for joining in with the group and defended his actions as protected under the First Amendment. The MAGA administration and the fake news MAGAs are losing their mind over something that's not even true, Lemon said, claiming he had no affiliations with the organization, defending his actions.
So now he's saying that he don't have affiliation with the group, but it don't make no difference because you was in there with him. Now, I don't have no affiliation with the group. No problem. What you was doing in there? How you gonna storm in the church and then start asking the pastor questions on a big Sunday, knowing that they gotta worship white man Jesus? Who are you to interrupt them of worshiping the devil? Yo, you can't make this stuff up, man. Go ahead, finish that up real quick.
As, quote, an act of journalism.
All right, so that's it on that. That's it on that, right? So Don Lemon did get arrested. All right. And now he's trying to, fight the charge or whatever. It might not turn into anything big, but the point is that he violated the program. But that was in St. Paul. I said it was Minneapolis, St. Paul. So if y'all know about Minnesota, they call that the Twin Cities, right? Minneapolis and St. Paul. So now look at what's going on in Minnesota. Everybody's using that as a place to do what? Protests against this and that. ICE is going on all over the place. Don Lemon could have ran in any church. But now he's running in a church with a man. If that's his job, that's his job, right? If he working for ICE, then he work for ICE. Why would you be going in there protesting inside of his church? That don't even really make no sense. You know what I'm saying? But these guys like Don, they want attention. I'm looking at it as attention because I don't see what they're getting out of this. You know what I mean? Y'all got something?
They get nothing out of it for real. Attention seeking. That's all that is. It's all attention seeking. And then where was you at when they was doing this to the black people?
Yeah, that's the point.
Don Lemon drop.
Right. That's the point. Here it is. You a big grown black brother. You know what I'm saying? And when your people is getting attacked, all you was doing sitting behind the desk and talking about, that was wrong. The shooting it was wrong. It was a shooting. Now you running up in churches for what? All of a sudden you so concerned about ICE now. You running up in the church. Come on, Don. Don, stop. You want attention, brother. You want attention. That ain't the way to get it.
And he got that attention. Now he's sitting in the jail cell.
Yeah. Now he got, and they waited because they said he had to go. He had to do the Grammys. They said, "Oh, you ain't going to the Grammys.
Yeah, we
You
got
going to
3
the
hots.
Slammies."
We get you going to the Slammies. We got 3 hots in the cot for you, brother.
Yeah, hold that down. Hold that down. But hey, bring up number 2. Let's take a look at that pastor, because they said the pastor is the field director or whatever. But let's take a look. Just click on number 2, because I said, well, let's look into it to see if that's really true, right? Y'all stick around. There's just a lot going on. A lot going on. The Most High got a lot going on in Minnesota, right? All right, read that from the top. That's Dave Easterwood.
David Easterwood, a pastor at City's Church in St. Paul, Minnesota, is facing calls for resignation due to his alleged role as a local field director for U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Protesters argue this dual role poses a conflict of interest, leading to demonstrations at the church.
Right. Now, if he is the local field director, right, which he most likely is, the conflict of interest is where exactly? Now, we're not for ICE. You know what I mean? We not for that, right? But the point is, where is the conflict of interest? Where is the anger from Don Lemon that makes him want to run up in this place? Come on, man. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? What we bringing out is that people just doing things for their own I don't know if I'm saying the right word. Aggrandizement. That might be the wrong word. Huh? Oh, okay. He said it's right. Okay. I might be a little bit smart. Yo. Right? So, but yeah, let's move forward. But hey, listen, y'all, we dealing with some ICE issues, man. They were saying ICE out, ICE out. Hey, bring up number 3, y'all. Bring up number 3. Check this out.
Number 3, y'all. Let's go.
Number 3. All right. Yo. Hold on. Bring it back, y'all. Bring it back. All right, start it again. Pause it. All right. So it says federal immigration agents tried to enter the Ecuadorian consulate in Minneapolis on Tuesday. So these places right here, the consulates, law enforcement is not supposed to go in there.
Right.
All right. These consulates are actually looked at as an extension of the country that they're from. So that's literally supposed to be Ecuador inside there, right? So to speak, right? So the law enforcement is not supposed to go in there. So they were trying to get in there. That's when the guy started running towards the door. Go ahead, hit play.
This is the gospel of Ecuador. Relax. Okay, relax. I did not enter. If you touch me, I will grab you. If you touch me, I will grab you.
Look at ICE threatening people.
Okay, you can know that. Okay, but don't touch me. Yeah, okay. You can know that. You can know that too. All right, take over. You can know that too. This is the consulate. This is the foreign government property. You can know that too. All right, close the door. Bye. Yeah.
All right, hit pause. Right? So it says under the Vienna Convention, foreign consular buildings are off limits to law enforcement, right? So that's what I was telling y'all. It's called a Vienna Convention. All right? Enforcement from the host country without authorization from consular officials, right? Meaning what? That if they did want to come in there, they would have to speak to them first, and then they'd be able to come in there. So let's say ICE wanted to come in and see paperwork. They would have to contact them from before and say, listen, we coming in there to come see. Is that all right? They'd be like, no. Then there would have been no. All right? Unless somebody would have had to override all of that, Y'all got some? All right. Hit play, y'all.
Sí, lo estoy firmando.
See? So, y'all see that? So Ecuador actually filed a complaint, right? A protest complaint with what took place. So now ICE ain't even giving a damn. What's making them do this? Somebody got to give them that type of latitude, right? Because let's say you an ICE agent, why of your own volition would you try to run up inside something like that? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
he obviously knew better too, because the first words he says, "We not entering." So he knows that part of the law,
right? Right.
But if you touch me, then so it's kind of like he's kind of incite something.
Yes,
he was trying to
get
catch him in that catch-22. Mm-hmm. If you put your hands on me, I'm coming to get you.
Yeah. Right. Talking about I'm gonna grab you. Once I grab you, I'm inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Once you grabbed me, you pulled me inside.
Right. Yo, for real. He would have grabbed him and then tripped into the building, bro.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, right? So check this out. So, hey, bring up the picture, number 5, of the Representative Omar, right? So this is Ilhan Omar, and she's represents Minnesota's 5th congressional district, right, in the House of Representatives, right? Just bring her picture up. All right. So this woman here, she's Somalian, and we about to get into Somalia and the Somalians that's up in Minnesota because there's a lot going on with them, and that's probably the reason why Donald Trump is sending ICE up there crazy. We're gonna get into it, right? So now, she was running a hold on, where's that thing at? Okay, she was speaking to the people and giving like a what you call it, like sort of like a town hall meeting type of thing, and she's giving a I'm lost for words. She's giving like an address. She was addressing the people. While she's doing that, something happens. This is how wild things are getting in Minnesota right now, due to the fact of the Somalians, right? So now people are looking at the Somalians as the enemy, right? So now it started with ICE coming, but now the regular people, it's a lot going on. Go ahead, hit play on that. Number 4, I'm sorry, y'all. Number 4.
And DHS Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment.
She slapped you?
No.
I don't know.
So, hey, hit pause. So this individual, right, he tried to spray her with something while she's up there. I don't know if it was pepper spray, mace, who knows what it was. And he tried to hit her with it, and then she came out from the back like she was going to do something, but then, the bodyguards jumped in there and slammed homeboy, right? Hit play, y'all.
Oh my God, he sprayed something on her. I need a napkin to know nothing. No, we'll go. No, we will continue. No. You need to go get checked. No, we will continue this. We're not going to get away with it. You need to go get checked. No, I don't know what Everybody settle down. I'm going to finish my remarks. And like I said, if she does not resign, we are going to introduce articles of impeachment. Here is the reality that people like this ugly man don't understand. We are Minnesota strong, and we will stay resilient in the face of whatever they might throw.
Okay. Yeah. See, y'all see what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Now she's staying Minnesota strong. Bruh, one thing about the United States, man, make a lot of women feel strong. Because in Somalia, she's not talking like this.
Never.
Yeah. No.
Never.
She's running and hiding.
Yes. They would have stoned her.
Yeah. But this is just to show you everything was going on. So you got ICE running around. You got situations like this where you have the regular residents who got the nerve to do something like that to her. She's a representative of the Congress, and they coming at her. Why? Because she's Somalian, right? So watch this, y'all. Watch this. We're gonna get into the Somalians right now, and we're gonna deal with some other stuff. Obviously, the man Preddy who got killed. We're gonna touch all of that, but let's bring up our good friend. You know we can't have a show without Donald Trump, man.
the
Donald
orange
Trump.
man.
Yeah, this guy right here, man. Number 14, y'all. Number 14. He's gonna spark off the rest of this show right here. All right, bring up number 14. Donald Trump, very upset. Oh, there you go.
Another urgent priority for bringing down the cost of living is to stop the colossal fraud that is bleeding American taxpayers absolutely dry. The fraud being committed by the Somali population in Minnesota. Have you heard of them?
Damn. Damn.
Hold on, hit a pause. Leave it on pause, man.
Yo.
The Somali population.
He got real animated when he used them.
Yo, man, this guy is hilarious. Yo, hit play.
Is monumental. And California, Illinois, New York, and others are just as bad. Our country has been losing over $500 billion to fraud every single year, but those days are over. We have the best group you've ever seen assembled going after fraud. In Minnesota, we're cracking down on the Somali scams, ending the brazen and shameless theft of taxpayer dollars. Well, it's going on in Maine, too, with Somalis. We've frozen all children's payments to those states that we're talking about, and we will now require proof of attendance in order to receive federal funding for child care or any of that.
Hit pause, y'all. Hit pause, right? So we're going to get into it. We're going to show y'all all the stuff what he's talking about. We're going to go in a little bit in depth, right? But what he's saying is that he's going to stop payments, right, because people have daycare centers. They're getting paid per child through vouchers and different government subsidies and so on and so forth. So y'all going to see what was going on. So the Somalians, they had a lot of scam going on. So what he's doing now is stopping mostly all the payments to Minneapolis in general, and Minnesota in general, because there's so much going on. They might just shut down everybody. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what happens. Like, you can have a good business, but if you got 10 other companies running scams and you the only good one, you're gonna pay too. They're gonna they just gonna think you doing it better, and they can't see you. They're gonna shut it down. But this is what's going on. We're gonna get into it in depth. Go ahead, hit play.
Child care places in Minnesota where there is no children.
Damn.
They go there. They get paid millions and millions of dollars. The biggest operation in all of Minnesota had no children. And we pay millions of dollars. They're scammers. They're scammers. They always will be.
Hit pause. Y'all heard that? So the biggest daycare operations that was making the most money, when they went over there to check on them, there was no children there.
Damn.
All right? This is what's going on. This is why they sending ICE up there hard body. You know what I mean? Because they feeling like, okay, we're going to catch some of them and get them up out of here, right? But we're going to get into it. Go ahead.
And we're getting them out, and we're not going to pay them. We're not going to pay Minnesota, right, Scott? We're not paying Minnesota any more money for any of that crap. It's a big scam. It's a giant scam run by an incompetent, crooked governor. He's an incompetent, crooked guy. And also, we're freezing any and all welfare payments going to illegal immigrants that will start effective immediately. So when illegals come into California, Gavin Newsom, they come into...
Hit pause.
Gavin
he called them new scum.
Bruh.
Yo, Donald Trump is insane. He called them new scum. Damn. Hit play.
They come into California, and they send us bills for people coming in. We're not paying it. So we're working on that very strongly. Just don't pay it. As Nancy Reagan would say, just say no. Remember Nancy Reagan? Just say no to drugs. It's a little more difficult than that, I guess, right? But just say no. Additionally, from this moment forward, if you're on public assistance like almost all Somalis are, did you see where 94% of them are in public assistance? You can't wire money out of the country back to your bank account from where you came. But more importantly, we probably aren't even going to give them the money anymore, the money going to them because of the tremendous...
Hit pause. When he mentioned that about wiring money, because what's going on is that they're over here, they're making money and sending it back to their country, right? So a lot of people who come here do that, right? Because if you here, you're probably the better breadwinner than the people back home.
Right.
So they make money, send it back. I'm pretty sure every culture does that. But now it's looking crazy for them because you're going to find out later that Somalia itself, over there, they're getting a lot of American dollars. And where's the money coming from? From the system, which they're scamming. So it's basically like you taking American money, stealing it, and then giving it to your country, right? That's what it's looking like. Go ahead, hit play.
There's abuse and probably illegality being perpetrated on our country. We're not going to give them the money. We're not giving them the money. It's massive numbers of people are scamming our country. You know, they came from a place with nothing, and they come here and they drive around in Mercedes-Benz. You know, the Mercedes-Benz dealers do well in that area of Minnesota. Can you believe it? They have nothing. They get welfare payments, and they have Mercedes-Benzes. It angers me so much, but we're going to straighten out our country. This was done under Biden and Obama, very much under Obama. It all started under Obama.
Poor Obama. You know,
and we just can't. We've got a great country. We're not going to screw it up. But this was one of the great scams ever. They have the same thing, Somali in Maine. Who would think? I never saw that happening. But in Maine, it's really crooked as hell too. But it's not just Somali. It is them, but it's not just. There are many other places, many other people. The whole country, if we stop this fraud, this massive fraud, we're going to have a balanced budget. That's how much money you're talking. We'll have a balanced budget without all the growth I'm talking about. And then
hold on. We can't just let that go by. He's saying that if they clean this up, you're going to have a balance. But you know Donald Trump is crazy. He just say anything, right?
He's just saying anything.
But he's not talking about just there because the whole country's doing it. The whole country's doing it. Listen, wait till we get into it. Y'all going to see what the hell going on. Hit play.
We got one hell of a country. We're giving 90-day notices to places like California, Scott. Right away, we're going to send out that notice. Who would bill the federal government as people poured into the state to send those people back because no country can afford to do it? No country can afford to take in millions of people, pay for their education, their health care, their hospitals. You just can't do it. And we all have a heart. You can't do it. But many of those people are murderers. They're people released from jails, prisons, mental institutions, insane asylums. They're people that are drug dealers. They're addicts. Additionally, starting February 1st, we're not making any payments to sanctuary cities or states having sanctuary cities because they do everything possible to protect criminals at the expense of American citizens, and it breeds fraud and crime and all of the other problems that come. So we're not making any payment to anybody that supports sanctuary cities.
Hey, we good on that? What y'all think, bro?
Bro, I don't know why Donald Trump's so mad when they just learning it from y'all.
Right.
They learning all this stuff from y'all. Exactly. You know them commercials where they put it's a hungry kid across the none of that money go to them kids, bro.
Yeah.
And them daycares that you be talking about, bro, it ain't that not $1 that you gather for them kids go to them kids, bro. They go towards weapons.
Right.
They go towards warfare.
Right.
It goes towards every other thing that you get to rule and be crooked to all of the other countries on the planet, bro.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
What you mad for?
They mad because they got caught. He said, I'm supposed to be stealing that money. What the hell are they doing stealing that money? I'm supposed to be stealing that money. Right? So watch this, y'all. Bring up number 18. We're going to get into the whole theft and fraud, right? Again, these businesses, people, and I'm gonna tell you something. Those grants and all the monies that they hand out for that, those work well. If you really got a daycare, this is beautiful for families, right? Because they child can go in there, they'll be paid for. I mean, it's really good. But just imagine you can get away with this kind of garbage. You know what I'm saying? If you got an empty facility, you talking about you got enough people signed up. The thing is that they got a whole community around them. It ain't that they making up names. As a community, they saying, yo, you tell me that your kid going here, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they putting the whole thing together.
We're going to give you your cut.
Right.
Every month. You just sign them up here and you get half.
Right. But bro, everybody's involved in this thing, man. But y'all got 18 ready? All right. Go ahead.
By now, you probably heard about the fraud that took over Minnesota.
We've learned the scope of government fraud investigations in Minnesota could exceed $1 billion.
Yo,
everyone
$1 billion.
Yo.
What was that movie when Homeboy did that? $1 billion. What was it?
Austin Powers.
Austin Powers.
Yeah.
That's that Austin Powers money. Go ahead, hit play.
This is the bigger picture. Most people think this started with empty daycares in this viral video.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going.
But the fraud's been running for years, and it's not just daycares. A program to feed hungry kids went from $3 million to $200 million to buy luxury boats.
Hey, whoa, hold on.
Did I just say that?
Yeah, go hit play
The
again.
fraud has been running for years, and it's not just daycares. A program to feed hungry kids went from $3 million to $200 million to
Pause. Stop right there, right? So this is another one of their services called Feeding Our Future. Is that what it's saying? Feeding Our Future, right? So when they first started, it was a $3 million grant, right? Meaning $3 million, whoever comes for the money, they disperse it, so on and so forth. All of a sudden, that went from all the way up to $200 million. So who's saying it's okay to get $200 million away? That's not the Somalians doing that, right? That's the government saying, okay, we're gonna raise this up to 200 million. Right? Now, if y'all are running the country, you know when money's being stolen, you know misappropriations. Y'all got people all over that. So then why expand it that much? Right? Hit play.
Buy luxury boats and resorts instead, and the people assigned to prevent fraud were the ones taking bribes and creating shell companies.
Whoa.
Wow.
Y'all heard that?
Wow.
So the ones who's supposed to be the overseers of the whole thing, they were taking bribes. There's no way in the world that the Somalians themselves, you on the ground, you can't do that by yourself.
No.
You can't do even if you try to do a little something, okay, we got 20 kids, let's say we got 50. Okay. You might get away with that for a little while until they come and they be like, yo, so where's these other kids at? Oh, you know what? They stopped coming. They be like, yo, all right. You know what I mean? But it ain't gonna get that heavy. They'll just, they dead you, they start paying you for 20 again. But the way this was going, it was deeper than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hit play, y'all.
Inside
Yeah,
man.
go ahead.
It was inside man.
Absolutely. Right? Hit play.
And every time the red flags were obvious, but every time they were ignored. But what nobody's talking about is that Minnesota isn't alone. In fact, the exact same playbook is showing up across America, from Texas, Florida, Michigan, and New York. And in some cases, the same people are flying state to state to repeat the exact same scams. So the real story here isn't about who committed the fraud. The bigger picture is whether America built a system that lets this happen. Because if scammers can steal millions of tax dollars in Minnesota, what's stopping the same thing from happening to yours? And in this video, you're about to learn, Lear, that maybe it was never designed to stop.
Right. So basically what he's saying is that it was built to be able to steal.
Yeah.
Right? And he's correct with that, right? Because remember when Trump first came back for the second his second go round, right? Second term, first thing he started doing was shutting down departments, right? The Department of Education, this and that, DEI. People look at DEI and say, "Oh man, he's trying to shut it down so black people don't get jobs." That's not what that was about. Remember the big beautiful bill? There was a lot of money in there. Where was it going? They were stealing it. So he shut it down so nobody could steal the money no more. That's what all that was about. Now, of course, he wanted to get the money for us. So, you know what I'm saying? They want to reappropriate the dollars probably into some war and all that like we were talking about before. Right? But this is what's happening. All right. Yo, hit play.
So to understand how America as a whole built a system that rewards fraud, we first have to understand how it starts. And what I found looking at Minnesota is a consistent pattern in that it doesn't just start in one place, it grows in connection. And so to show you exactly what I mean, let's start with the viral daycare fraud in Minnesota. So if you haven't seen it, Nick Shirley's video showed a number of daycare centers that were receiving state funds but looked completely empty.
And there are no children. Every facility you go to, the windows will be blocked out so you can't see in. There's nobody here. You won't see a single child at any of these facilities.
And these daycares
Hit
were
pause,
receiving...
hit pause.
You don't find that suspicious?
Oh, yeah, that's super suspicious. That's crazy right there, bro. Not only are they running a scam, bro, they not even having enough decency for somebody to be in the office. Like, yeah, just have, y'all can't have no kids there? They just, like, totally scamming. Hey, listen, just rent this spot out, black the windows out, put a sign up there, you know what I mean? And let's just get money. Bro, that's just some real hustling. There's some grimy hustling they got going on over there, bro. You know, hit play.
Public money through Minnesota's Child Care Assistance Program, or CCAP. And CCAP is a government program that covers most or all of the cost of daycares for that single mother working 2 jobs. But the key detail you need to remember here is that the money doesn't just go to the parents to pay the daycare. It goes directly to the daycare providers, where now the more kids a daycare claims to watch, the more money it receives. And it's exactly this incentive structure that's consistent and connects across all their schemes. And what happened in 2013 is the perfect example. One Minneapolis daycare owner, Yasmin Ali, was taking advantage of this exact thing by recruiting employees' own children to claim more money. And what the investigation revealed was that not only was she pocketing $4 million, but more importantly, she was involved in other fraud. Turns out she was also fraudulently getting $90,000 in public money to pay for kids' meals. And the business that supposedly did the catering was run by her brothers.
Yo,
so
hit
this is where the
pause.
connection builds and
Hit
leads me.
pause. Hit pause. You see, she went all the way. She said, "Hey, listen. Not only when we have the daycare, but when we get the food to feed the kids, right? Because they also got funds and everything set to give you food. Imagine if you was really running a business for real, this would be great.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
This would be excellent. They would come check you. All right, you got 40 kids, you got this and that. All right, everything good. And you will make some money. I mean, it's a real business going on. But they choose to do this, right? You choose to do this. But the point is, she went, got the brothers. They went, so-called acting like they got a food company. So that means they had to set up a separate LLC, right? Or whatever, to say they got a food company, and they got the money just flaming. So she got 90 G's coming in from there, throwing that to her brother and them. All they doing is waking up in the morning and doing nothing. Going to and getting a check every week. Bro, this is crazy.
Bruh.
Huh?
PPP, anyone?
You're right.
Bruh.
Right.
They scamming crazy like over there, bruh.
It's massive scamming. So you can get an idea, like, once, if you were Donald Trump, you like, wait a minute, we gonna send ICE up in there, right? Now remember, they said New York. Listen, New York, massive scamming over there, massive. When you looking at healthcare, all the stuff that's going on in New York, if they really fine tooth comb all of that, all you gonna do is come up with scam, right? But New York, you got a lot of everybody tied in with each other, right? So they're going to tiptoe on who they're going to touch. You know what I mean? But the point is, it's happening everywhere. It's happening everywhere. But here is what? The Somalians, it's more of an easy target. You know what I mean? Soft target for ICE. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Directly to another type of fraud. And in fact, this type of fraud is Minnesota's largest fraud to date still, and it all happened in 2022.
Before long, the scheme that began with a simple idea in March of 2020 grew to become the largest pandemic fraud in the United States.
During the pandemic, millions of low-income children lost access to free meals they normally received at school. So to fill the gap, the government expanded the child nutrition program to help feed the children directly. And under this program, restaurants, nonprofits, and community centers could receive government subsidies for serving these meals to these kids, but only if they operated under the supervision of a sponsoring organization who would make sure that no shady shit was going on. I'm sure you can already guess what happened, but one of the sponsoring organizations was this nonprofit called Feeding Our Future. Not only did they approve virtually anyone willing to participate, they recruited more than 250 shell meal sites across Minnesota using fake paperwork and invoices.
Yo,
and between 2019 and 2020,
hit pause. So they themselves, the Feeding Our Future people, was in the fraud game.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying? They were looking for anybody. Why? Because they're getting the money from the government. They know how to get the money from the government. Yeah. So the more people, the more daycares and parents and whomever want, they like, yo, hurry up, let's get them names, because now we know how to go to the government and get that bread.
Yeah.
So let's say they get $100 million from the government, they probably paying out 30, 40. The rest go to the pocket.
Damn.
Ah, man. Go ahead, hit play.
21, they managed to
They
steal.
was feeding their future.
Oh, yeah.
They definitely wasn't lying about that.
For real. Feeding their future. Go ahead.
$200 million for 91 million meals that were never served.
Oh my goodness.
Damn.
Oh, I said 100, but 200 million for meals that were never served. So guess what? That means they never paid for any meals. So the cash just went in everybody's pocket.
Yeah.
Profit. Yep.
Wow. Hit play.
Individuals were charged, and what they found was a shocking system of kickbacks where employees also took
Hold on.
bribes.
Hey, do me a favor. Just scroll back a little. Go back just a bit when it was showing. No. Go forward just a bit when it was showing all the numbers. No. It's in between there. Y'all leaped. Okay. Right there.
Was a
hit play for. All right. Hit play. Oh, stop. Stay right there. Look at that. I'm going to just go across, right? You see that name to the left where it say Hannah all the way in the left corner, right? Conspiracy to commit wire fraud, pled guilty. Look how much? 7.1.
Damn.
Look at all them numbers that they all pled guilty about because they got caught crazy. So nobody's even trying to go to trial. They're like, yo, just give me something.
Dang.
He said, just send me back, man.
Yeah, hit me.
Go ahead and send me back to my country.
No. They rather go to jail, trust me. They don't want to go back to Somalia. They're going to go sit in somebody's prison for a year or two. Believe me. They don't want to go back there. But that's where they're going. Because as soon as they done with they sentence, they getting a flight. depoted. All right, hit play.
Individuals were charged, and what they found was a shocking system of kickbacks where employees also took bribes disguised as consulting fees to push through fraudulent claims. So instead of feeding kids,
so look at that. Even to push through the claims, everybody has to be involved in this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody. And they're looking like they want to give everybody some time. You get some time. You get some time. And
Now
you
time
get some
like
time.
Oprah.
Yeah, for real. And you get a year. And you get 6 months. They not playing. Go ahead, hit play.
they use that money to buy luxury homes, cars, and vacations abroad. And in one of the most extreme cases, investigators literally found this defendant with more than $700,000 in cash, a luxury boat, multiple vehicles, property in Nairobi, and even an entire resort complex on the Indian Ocean.
Yo, hit pause. Hit pause. Hey, listen, whoever that was, yeah, maybe it was him. This man, well, I'm gonna say it's him, but they went and bought a resort on the coast of Nairobi, Kenya.
The whole resort is his.
Yeah. Well, that can't be the coast of Kenya because I don't think they got no land, no waterway like that. But they got some coastal property. They built a whole resort.
I think he said India. Take it back and play it again.
He said the Indian Ocean. That's what he said.
They use that money to buy luxury homes, cars, and vacations abroad. And in one of the most extreme cases, investigators literally found this defendant with more than $700,000 in cash, a luxury boat, multiple vehicles, property in Nairobi, and even an entire resort complex on the Indian Ocean.
Right now, so yeah, no, it wasn't Nairobi because Kenya is landlocked. But on the Indian Ocean, that could be anywhere. That could be any one of the countries over there, on the east, right? But the point is, look how much bread they was getting to go do something. And that means they had to been doing this for a long time. You can't build no resort in 2 months.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? So they was getting money for years. Yo, this is crazy. Go ahead, hit play.
Abdiaziz Farah is headed to federal prison for 28 years
my
for his
gosh.
role in stealing taxpayer money meant to help feed kids during the pandemic.
So if it wasn't disturbing enough to steal money,
Yep, they hit him in the head.
But during the pandemic, they were doing it for a while, bro.
Yep, bro. That pandemic
That's like
was
7 years, bro.
7 years of flame, bro. They getting straight bread.
Damn.
Millions. Man, 28 years,
Damn.
bro. I know he like, oh man, y'all, come on.
He ready to go back.
He like, I ain't hurt nobody.
Victimless crime.
Right, victimless crime. Hit play.
From hungry children. What the investigation found was that at least 26 of the charged individuals held contracts with other Minnesota state agencies. And again, the connection grows, and turns out many of those defendants were specifically involved in fraud that involved
Hit pause. You can't have good fraud without Medicaid, man. Medicaid always got to be part of the fraud game. I'm telling you, this been going on. I don't care what city you in. I don't care what state you in. Every year there's going to be massive Medicaid fraud. Why? Because you got the health professionals. They know how to play with that stuff. I'm not saying obviously not all of them. You know what I'm saying? Because some doctors, some physicians, they don't even take Medicaid, right? Because they're concerned about things like this. But a lot take Medicaid because Medicaid pays well and they pay fast. If anybody knows about that industry, most of the insurance companies, they take a long time to pay. They got to look at everything. They're paying you in 90 days. Medicaid, they pay you clockwork every month. You know what I'm saying? Every 4 weeks or so. How do I know this? Hey, mind your business. But I know about that game, right? So Medicaid, they pay, and this has nothing to do with fraud. This is real business.
Right.
Medicaid pays out on time all the time. It's just coming and coming and coming. So for a doctor or anybody who owns a health facility and stuff like that, Medicaid is good. It's good to take Medicaid patients. But you do have the fraudsters that it's easy to fraud Medicaid. But hit play, y'all.
So hopefully you're really starting to see how connected this all is, and later on how it's going to expand nationwide. In fact, this might be the worst example of how exactly it grows nationwide. In 2020, Minnesota launched the Housing Stabilization Services, a Medicare-funded benefit to help people with disabilities or mental health conditions struggling to find housing. And just like the other fraud, the program didn't pay the rent. It paid providers to help clients find apartments, which means a goldmine for opportunists. In one of the most extreme cases, 2 men flew in from Philadelphia, registered LLCs as HSS providers, and used the names of low-income residents from homeless shelters to submit fake claims. They call themselves the housing guide.
Yep. So that's how it works, y'all. Right? I don't know why I shouldn't go into it. Yo,
so
listen.
they stealing identities from low-class people, homeless people.
They don't steal
them on LLCs.
They don't steal them. You know what they do? They go up to the homeless or whatever, right? Because all of them got Medicaid cards, and then what they will do is pay them a little something, a little $20, $40, $50. Yo, let me hold your card, and they'll run through them, right? This kind of stuff would happen in New York. That's how come I know about it, right? Because I heard about this, and they would snatch up, let's say 100 people. You pay each of them $20. You grab their stuff. They taking 20. They don't care. They be like, yo, whatever. Boom, $20, $30. You take their joint, and then you sit there for however long, and you input that information. Now remember, their job is consultant, so maybe they just getting paid to even talk to these people. Who knows? I don't know that whole thing, but that's how they was getting their bread. So they came all the way from Philly, because I'm telling you, the East Coast, they were doing that thing. That's like a normal hustle out there.
Now, Cap, I just seen a video on that not too long ago. It was this Edomite man. He was in jail for that type of crime. He said he would go pay homeless people for their IDs, open up burner phones with them, get all type of loans and buy all type of stuff with them. Take the phone back to the homeless dude, and then he get arrested.
He's a demon.
You see that?
Yo.
And then they'll finally find out that it wasn't him, and then let the homeless dude go.
Wow. Yo, he's a real son of a gun, bruh.
Bruh, yeah.
Yo, that's wicked. So this is the stuff that's going on, y'all. This is the stuff that's going on. Hey, you know what? Hey, listen, man. We y'all listen, we're not gonna go nowhere, but we just gotta bring out a scripture, right? This thing is so deep, we ain't even bring those scriptures out yet, right? The first scripture we need to bring out is thou shalt not steal. Let's start there.
Yeah.
Right? But go to Romans 13. Let's deal with Romans 13 real quick. And start at the first verse, right? And we sorry y'all take so long to get to the Bible, but this is insane right here.
Romans chapter 13 and verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers.
Right. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, right? The higher powers in this case is the higher powers of Minneapolis, right? There's certain things you can't do with these programs, right? But they going against it. They're not being subject to the law, right? Go ahead.
For there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God.
Go ahead.
Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God. And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
Right, 28 years in prison. Right? 28 years in prison for stealing money since the pandemic. And we don't know if that's the guy who built the resort and all of that. But that looked like something to get 28 years for.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? That might be him. But that's a lot of bread. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the Lord is saying right here. When you go against the powers, you putting yourself in damnation's way. Nobody want to go to jail for 20 years. That's like a death sentence. Go ahead, read on.
For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil.
Right. So the rulers are not a terror to good works. What's the good works? You keeping the commandments. Just and being under what? Being under subjection of the powers. Right?
That's right.
Go ahead.
But if thou do that which is evil.
No.
I'm sorry. For he is the minister of God.
No.
Verse 3, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil.
Right.
Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power?
Right. So when you see individuals like this, right, do all of this fraud and get 28 years in jail, are you not afraid? You're supposed to be afraid when you see something like that. Go ahead.
Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same.
Go ahead.
For he is the minister of God to thee for good.
Who? Who they talking about? The powers that be. How is he the minister of God to you for good? Meaning that you seeing the judgment that come on these people for doing wrong, and what? That's going to keep you in the right space. That's going to keep you walking correctly. That's what that's about. Go ahead.
For he is the minister of God to thee for good.
Come on.
But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid.
Go ahead.
For he beareth not the sword in vain.
Right. That's like the police that we see in all that. They don't walk around with the gun for no reason. They will use it. They're ordained to use it. So don't come up against them like that, because what, you can get clapped and killed. Right? Now, we're not talking about the brothers and sisters who wasn't doing nothing wrong, and you got them evil police out there. That's not what this is talking about. This is saying that what? If you not abiding by the laws of God and the laws of the land, guess what? You subject to getting yourself seriously hurt. All right? And put in prison for a long time. Go ahead.
For he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil.
You see that? The Lord using what? The powers that be, the police, the judicial system and all of that. Because you don't want to hear the Lord and don't want to keep the commandments, thus saith the Lord, then he gives you up to what? The rulers. Right? Go ahead.
Wherefore, ye must needs be subject, not only for wrath, but also for conscience sake.
But also for conscience sake. All right? So we just wanted to bring that out real quick, man. Anything else on that?
Man, I'm trying to find that video I was just telling you
Oh,
about.
all right. Yeah, find that thing. Hey, hit play, y'all.
But obviously they didn't help with anything.
Turn that
except
volume up.
pocketing $3.5 million over 18 months and inspiring more fraud. Because soon after, their success inspired an entire fraud economy that scaled around HSS, where recruitment networks even emerged to supply fake clients and paperwork to these HSS scammers. And by
Wow.
mid-2025, state officials acknowledged
Hey, y'all.
large-scale
Hold on. So them same guys that came from Philly that created that fake housing stabilization company, other people started creating companies to give them invoices. Not just them, but anybody else who created those type of companies. So everybody wanted to get in on this and steal. So it's not just one or two guys. It's a whole ecosystem of theft. You know what I mean? Go ahead, hit play.
fraud in the program and actually shut it down entirely. So I know there's a lot of examples, but what all these cases clearly shows is that it wasn't just about one daycare or one nonprofit or even one program. It was a connected pattern that kept feeding into one another, and the more I looked into it, the more obvious it became. But if this continues to happen and again at this scale, the next question becomes, why? Well, there are many reasons that I'll get into, but just like with money goals you may have after New Year's, it's hard to know where to start. And traditional banking often makes it harder than it needs to be. That's where today's sponsor, Chime, comes in.
Hey,
what stood out to me most is their high yield savings.
Yo,
account.
hit pause. Are y'all asleep? Hey, yo, fast forward past this, bro.
2 years.
Yeah, the guy's got a little commercial going on in the middle of this. We don't want to hear this. We ain't here for this. All right, bring it back. Come on, y'all. Pay attention. Bring it. Nope. Right there.
Question becomes, why does it keep happening? And what I found looking at how these programs were designed is a clear pattern. And once you see it, you'll see exactly why this isn't just a Minnesota problem, it's an American one. There's 3 clear reasons. The first is a troubling pattern that in almost every case, clear red flags were repeatedly ignored. And a clear red flag is that spending kept growing far faster, yet oversight didn't keep up with growth. I mean, take the housing stabilization services.
Right. Hit pause. So that's what we was talking about, right? Like how they talked about the food thing went from $3 million to $200 million. That's common sense. How do we jump 100 what is that? $197 million? You know what I mean? How do we get that much in this little space of time? Hey, let's take a look at something. They didn't do that. So they knew it was fraud going on, but they're not caring because they know it's a big ecosystem of fraud going on, right? And everybody's eating, right? So let's say let's say you're not making the money to build a resort, but guess what you do? You got some money for a Beamer. You got money for a Benz. You got money for your kids to go to school, right? So you part of this thing, man. You know you got something, bro? Hit play.
It was originally projected to cost about $2.5 million a year, but by 2021 it was $21 million. And in 2022 it was $42 million.
Yo, stop right there, y'all. Stop right there. We got to look at these numbers, man. Get me out the way for a second. Okay. Well, you know what? You can probably put me back up there. We ain't mess up nothing. All right. It says explosion of HSS claims, right? 2021 $21 million worth of claims, right? That people had to get housing. That were what? Remember they said it was for the mentally challenged and so on and so forth, right? The very next year it went up 21 million again, right? Then it went up 32 million more to $74 million, right? So from the time it came out, it gained $53 million. Nobody's saying, hey, all these people is homeless all of a sudden? All of these people can't find home, and where are they staying at? Like, because I mean, just being practical, if they're mentally challenged or whatever, are they all on their own? Shouldn't there be a place where like they're being housed? Like, what is going on? And then in 2024, it went to 104 million. So in 3 years, bro, $80 million up.
Damn.
Come on, they had to know something was going on.
Yeah, they knew. Hell yeah, they knew.
Come on, man.
I sent them that video too, Cap.
Oh, you sent it to him?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Hit play.
2023 was 74 million and broke 100 million by 2024. It's the same story with Feeding Our Future. Subsidies went from $3 million to nearly $200 million in just 2 years. And in both of these cases, even if government officials wanted to do the right thing, the fraud architecture made it so they simply couldn't. As of 2025, the entire child care assistance program was overseen by just 4 investigators in the whole state of Minnesota. So fraud was usually caught only after someone filed a complaint or when law enforcement stepped in, like the autism therapy case. And even in these instances where scam was exposed, the same scammers can just whip up a new LLC and repeat the.
Yes, and that's important what he said, right? Because the reason, y'all might think the reason, why would you put your life on the line, right? Why would you put yourself on the line doing all these frauds? But generally, when they catch wind of your thing, all you do is shut it down and go open up another one, right? Sometimes they don't even prosecute. They don't even take the time to run after it. Their point is, yo, let's shut the pipe off because it makes them look like they wasn't doing their job. So they don't even want to. They don't want to chase it. That's another part of the whole game as well.
Damn.
And the people who's doing the fraud, they know that. That's why a lot of them, they shut it down. Think about it. If you thought you was really getting in trouble, you would shut something down and then open up another one and start again? Nah, but they know the game. They know. They like, nah, don't worry about that. We're just going to open another one, keep getting money, shut it down again, move on. That's what he's saying. Go ahead, hit play.
Process under a different name.
They had to shut down because there were so many violations, and they went and they just reopened under a new license, and they renamed the center Super Kids Daycare Center, LLC.
So they got shut down, then started another one.
Literally the next day.
So it really was.
Bruh.
The next day.
Bruh.
They didn't waste no time.
Bruh. You know what that meant, right? That means that when they opening up these LLCs, they opening up like 5 of them at the same time.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
Right? So I'm just saying 5. I don't know how many they got, right? But they open them up. So that's the only way you can just flip like that. You can't just open a business in one day.
No.
You can't do that.
No.
Right? So that means that they had all of these, either one, again, I don't know. I'm just thinking. They probably had an LLC and then DBAs, do business as something to where they can just, because they have to have the address, everything got to be the same. So that means they either had these other companies running with the same address but dormant, so that if something like this was to happen, they just flip. Because you can't have a name of the company with no address there, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm running under this now. But that's how brazen this thing is, man. Right? Go ahead, hit play.
Like the state was handing bad actors everything they needed to commit fraud at scale. And I think this becomes undeniable, which leads me to the second feature of this fraud architecture, where the connections weren't just among scammers, but these scams were also connected to the very people that were assigned to prevent these frauds in the first place. In the Feeding Our Future case, employees inside the organization took bribes, helped create shell companies, and pushed fake paperwork through the system. And while public officials may not have directly participated that we know of, some of the money found its way into politics. Some of the indicted individuals made campaign donations to the mayor of Minneapolis. And it is the same thing for Congresswoman Ilhan Omar's campaign, where it's found that she accepted donations that were connected to the fraud, but she did return them later after it became clear where they came from. But the point is, it shows how dirty money finds its way to campaigns to make people look the other way or to get them political access. So again, there is no evidence that any of these politicians were involved in wrongdoing, but it was only after Nick's video that the Minnesota governor, Tim Walz, ordered audits of 14 high-risk programs for fraud. And so he does this, but a few weeks later, Walz drops out of the race for re-election.
So I've decided to step out of this race, and I'll let others worry about the election while I focus on the work that's in front of me for the next year.
Again, no clear evidence.
Say work on this fraud that's in front of me for the next couple years.
I got to work on knocking all of these people off. He probably went and killed everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We just joking, but the point of the matter is he said 14 high-risk daycare centers. So that means all the other ones. Now imagine, there's some good ones out there, right? There's some actual daycare centers who's really doing the work. But you think it's only 14 of them? With all that money that was stolen, you think it's only 14?
Man.
So, meaning what? That it's set up. That's what this guy's whole video is about, that it's set up to steal. Because remember, they're just going to investigate these 14. All right, they might see something wrong, shut them down, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Maybe one of them is going to get prosecuted if it's too crazy. But the rest of them basically just getting away with murder.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And this is what's happening in Minnesota. It's a lot going on up there, y'all. It's a lot going on up there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? How can they say? The temperature's running high up there. You know what I mean? Hit play.
But the timing does speak for itself. And this keyword of timing also rounds out the third and final reason why it got out of hand. While these scams were always happening to a smaller degree, the pandemic made them 100 times worse. Because as the government scrambled to keep the aid going, they also relaxed the rules and oversight across their programs. It's why Feeding Our Future became the largest pandemic fraud in the country, because waivers allowed offsite meal delivery and key verification steps were removed. It's the same pattern across daycares and Medicaid fraud. And put simply, scammers simply took advantage of that timing. So when red flags are ignored, many players stand to benefit, and a global emergency created the perfect timing for bad actors to exploit the vulnerability. It created a fraud architecture in Minnesota that was undeniably unique. But at the same time, if there was even a precedent for people to travel to other states like Minnesota for fraud tourism, something tells me it's not the only fraud destination.
Right. Hit pause. Right. So that's the point, right? He's saying they went to Minnesota to do this fraud, but clearly, in order for them to even know that they can do it there, they had to have been doing that everywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's how they get their money. They figure out, okay, what's the best place to go, and they look around. They pay attention. See, people. Hey, listen, man. What I try to tell people is, like, in a criminal world, you got people sitting around thinking about crime all day.
Yeah,
right?
That's all they think.
Yeah. It's like how we in the script, we thinking about, I wonder, we could do this for a class and we can do this. Our mind is there. But then on the flip side, people thinking like, they just wake up one morning, I want to rob a bank. No, that's not what they're doing. Every day they thinking about crime. Every day thinking about crime. You know what I'm saying? That's why what the Lord said, man. The Lord said what? The whole duty of man is just keep the commandments. If you do that, you keep your mind right. But what? They studying every day to steal, to take. So they know the states that's easiest to do it in. They can tell. We don't know the game, but they know the game. That's why you would come from Philadelphia and go all the way to Minnesota. How the hell they know about that? Crazy. Yo.
They playing criminal Who Want to Be a Millionaire.
Oh, yeah.
They find loopholes and everything.
They find them. They hand it over to.
Right.
They're not finding a damn thing. The people that's accusing them is giving them the information.
100%. 100%. Because when they setting it up, they already recognize there's no real
out.
There's no parameters set up. You know what I mean? It's pretty basic. Hey, you have this. Make sure you hit this, and then we send you the money. It's simple. So they're like, all right, cool. They not checking. There's no checks and balances. There's no, you got to give a couple kids names. Nobody comes by and takes a look. You ain't see that thing in Minnesota. They said there was only 4 people overlooking all of that stuff through the whole state. How does that make sense? 4 people. There's no way they can get that done. You have to miss. Come on now. All right. Hit play, y'all.
Because here's the thing, if Minnesota is only the 22nd populous state in the 20th biggest economy, yet the programs targeted like daycare subsidies, meal services, and Medicaid benefits aren't unique to Minnesota, then the real story isn't just what happened there. The real question becomes, what's stopping it from happening across America? And what I found in many states is that it's already begun. As early as 2010, a federal investigation found that at least 5 states were approving childcare subsidies using fake identities. And some were so bad that in Texas, investigators tested the system by submitting paperwork under the name of a dead person and it still got approved. And in Washington...
Hit pause. So the official said, let's test the system. And they put in a dead person's name, a deceased person's name, and they got approved. So this is people in the system saying, let's try the system. And still, it was coming back crazy. Listen, you can't make this up. Now, how's that getting approved? Are they just running that through AI? Are they running that through a computer? Who's making these decisions? But the system is too big, right? Listen, we don't know what's too. We're not here to defend the government's way of doing business. But the point is, all of this is going on in Minnesota right now, y'all. Right? It's happening across the board. Everybody knows that fraud all over America. We understand that. But the point is, in Minnesota right now, you're dealing with heavy levels of fraud by whom? Whom they looking at? The Somalians. Are they the only ones stealing? No.
No.
But they're a good jump-off point for who? ICE. ICE, baby. You know what I mean? You was going to say something, bro?
No, I'm saying it just make absolute sense after hearing all this stuff together.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Hit play. Let's see what we got left, and then we're going to jump off more.
Auditors are currently reviewing a child care subsidy program worth roughly $770 million, and so far the audit is already uncovering millions in questionable payments, which has already led to one conviction. And it's the same story for food aid. So far, no state has matched Minnesota's $250 million Feeding Our Future scam, but in Texas and Pennsylvania, federal prosecutors are already uncovering multi-state meal program fraud schemes, where a Texas operator registered a sham nonprofit, then would file meal claims through Pennsylvania child nutrition programs for food that was never served. And turns out that same ringleader has already been banned from similar feeding programs in other states, but simply crossed state lines and started again under a new nonprofit. So again and again, if you build a system that allows bad actors to exploit the vulnerabilities, fraud is all but certain to happen. And nowhere is this more apparent than in the case of Medicaid. Medicaid is already the largest safety net program in the United States, and it's exactly why fraud runs rampant. In fact, there's literally a statistic that they track every year of fraud, waste, and error called the National Medicaid Improper Payment Rate, and that sat at around 5% in 2024. And in some years, it's even hit 10%, which means billions of your tax dollars each year are being wasted across multiple states. In Florida, fraud operators billed Medicaid for home health and therapy services that were never provided. In Michigan, investigators uncovered transportation and home care schemes where companies bill for phantom rides and visits, even if the patients never left their homes. In New York, there's been a long history of Medicaid fraud where so-called therapy mills would excessively bill for completely fabricated treatments while targeting vulnerable patients. And there's hundreds.
He don't even know to have. Like, that ain't even a quarter. That is not even a sliver of the 10th of an eighth of the half. Yo, New York is horrible, bro. When it come to that kind of stuff, bro, listen, I told y'all about them Eastern Europeans over there.
Yeah.
When I tell you they got it cracking, all right? And they set up as doctors over there, bro. Some of them don't even have paperwork, all right? And they getting Medicaid dollars, working on people. I'm telling you, it's horror stories over there in New York. When it comes to that fraud, it's another level. You know what I'm saying? The number of masterminds over there just thinking about stuff all day. I'm telling you. And when we say, and when I'm talking about criminals all day, y'all might be thinking about like regular guys in the hood. That ain't what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm talking about guys who's supposed to be educated with degree. No, them. They're sitting around thinking and meditating on crime all day.
Right.
You know what I mean? All right, I'm gonna work on 3 patients, and then the rest, we robbing Medicaid. That's it. All right. You know what? All right, hit play a little bit. Let me see what else he got. Then we're going to drop him.
Of others, but the clearest example also came during the pandemic. In Illinois, authorities uncovered an $83 million COVID testing scheme where labs billed the state and insurers for tests that were never run, results that were never delivered, and services patients never requested. And so again, the pattern is consistent across.
So hit pause, man. We going to drop off on that, right? But that's the same thing we was talking about when you just brought up the PPP, right? Remember, when they handed out the PPP loans, they were handing out PPP loans like millions of dollars to people, right?
Yep.
People ain't even have no business. They had no business, literally no business. And they were giving them, and they just had like an EIN number, a name of a business they created, and then they wound up getting like millions of dollars. Then they came back a couple years later and put them in jail. So, but the Lord got it set up like that to do what? To keep y'all on point. Don't do these things because you're going to get jammed up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our people was doing all them scams. The what you call it? Unemployment.
Yep.
They had that cracking. Everybody was driving around in the Benz in 2020. Remember Donald Trump talking about they buying Benzes? Yeah, they was. Everybody in New York was driving Benzes. I'm talking about little kids. Everybody was. I was like, God damn, the hell going on? What I'm doing? Little kid, like beep beep. They was out. And then the next year, everybody was going to jail.
Yeah.
Or on the run. Oh no, they after me, man. I see you. Gone. So go ahead, y'all.
Pull up the video that I was telling Cap about earlier.
Yeah. Pull up that video.
Come on with it. But they learning this stuff from the people here already, man.
No, 100%.
They buying the game from them. That's how I go. Y'all got it?
Hey, yo. All right.
Yeah, run that.
Oh, him. Yeah, he's a this guy right here he's one of the top scammers on earth.
Watch how he was doing the homeless. And hey, take my name off him, bro. That is not Officer Shell. There you go.
We need somebody's identity that isn't using it. And so we start surveying homeless people. I make a statistical survey form. It's got like 17 questions. Ask for your name, date of birth, social security number, mother's maiden name, county and state you were born in. Have you ever had a passport? You ever served in the military? Anything I could think of that I might need. Print out 50 of them, put them on a clipboard, make myself a little badge that said statistical surveyor. Went out and started surveying homeless people. I would get their information. I would make what looks like a driver's license. It's not. And I get a certified copy of their birth certificate. I'd make a fake employer ID, and I would mail that plus an SS5 form to Social Security, and I'd get a copy of his Social Security number. I would register to vote in his name. I would order a copy of his high school transcripts. I would get a couple credit cards in his name, and then I'd turn around and I'd go into the local DMV, and they go, great, stand over there, get a picture taken, you got a driver's license. I buy a car in his name. I buy a house in his name. So I did this with whatever, a couple dozen people at least. We need somebody's.
Y'all see that?
Bruh.
This guy right here, he got his own podcast, this guy. And he's well known to being one of the top scammers on earth. You know what I'm saying? He did some real time too. They ain't played with him. He was going crazy.
They cut the part out where he said he was actually he'd go back, get a homeless dude, everything that he just did, and then the police would go get the homeless dude and put him in jail.
You know what's really, really heavy about all this and spiritual? That the biggest scam was done with the Bible. They took our name and put their picture on it, just like he got an ID.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The same way he bought cars and all that stuff in their name. The white man took countries in our name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everything. He's the mastermind of fraud. We live in the biggest fraud right now.
Man.
Living it.
Man.
Bring it out.
Unbelievable, man. Go ahead, y'all. While I continue to search, I got to bring up this next thing. Go ahead. Say something.
Give me Proverbs 13:11.
Bring it out.
So this is what we went to Romans 13, talking about obey the laws of the land, so on and so forth. Watch this.
Proverbs chapter 13 verse 11. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathereth by labor shall increase.
So you could scam or you could work. You know what I'm saying? You got the choice of the two. The wealth gotten by vanity, that's the crooked way. You selling drugs and all this stuff. You're going to get rich fast, but then at the end of the day, you're going to get that 28 years or so on and so forth. But the thing is, to gather by labor, you're going to increase. It may be slower, but it's going to be consistent and it's right with God. You see what I'm saying? You got the contrast on Ephesians 4. Ephesians 4. And I think it's 22.
Ephesians chapter 4 and verse. You said verse 22?
28.
Verse 28. Let him that stole steal no more.
And that's different levels of stealing. You got, like we learned, you can go into the store and steal something, right? That's what you'll see normally in our. Because we're not masterminding how to steal on a grand scale. So when I think of stealing, I think of somebody getting robbed or somebody stealing from a retail store or whatever.
Right.
But look at the grander level of stealing. You know what I'm saying? Creating fake IDs and EIN numbers and all this stuff and scamming. This if you're doing that thing, it say let him steal no more. Read.
But rather let him labor, working with his hands the thing which is good.
So the contrast to that is just work, man. And now you're not in danger of the judgment. You know, you may get away with it, but when you're doing those things, you in danger of the judgment. Kind of like driving in a carpool lane with one person. You know what I'm saying? You might not get a ticket that first time. Maybe you might do it all 6 months. You've been doing it all year. But every time you get in there, you in danger of the judgment. A police officer could pull you over at any time. And when it do happen, you're going to get the ticket, right? Read on.
That he may have to give to him that needeth.
And that's the point of us even making money, is to give to the people that need. It's not really to get rich. You know, the better I'm doing, the more I can help people. So that's the whole thing, right?
Yeah, man. Hey, y'all, bring up number 9. Bring up number 9. All right, we're gonna get a little bit into this guy Alex Preddy, the last guy that was shot by ICE and killed. Right? We're gonna talk a little bit about him because before that day, he had a run-in with them like the week before, a couple weeks before, right? And this is important to note because, you know, a lot of us, you know, we see that stuff, we want to fight against injustice and all of that, right? But don't put yourself in these type of positions. Don't go out when people are protesting and all that. Don't get involved. You know what I'm saying? Y'all Israelites, those who's following Christ, and the Lord said, don't get entangled with the affairs of this world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We looking at it, we paying attention to it. We don't want nothing to happen to nobody. You know what I'm saying? The man got killed. That was terrible. But don't put yourself. There's some things that's being done wrong. It's why these people's getting shot. Don't get me wrong. We don't agree with what happened, and we believe that those ICE agents went too far. But there's something that we're gonna see here. All right, bring up number 9. I want y'all to see this. So that's him right there. Hit pause. That's him. Y'all can see him right there, right? He pretty much got the same clothes on that he had on that day when he got killed. But this is 2 weeks prior. So he's arguing with the ICE agents right there. They're coming out of the truck, and he's going back and forth with them. Go ahead. He's spitting at him. Right? Now he's kicking the vehicle. Right? He just took the whole chunk out of the vehicle. They said, what? One of them was like, that's my personal car. So they grabbing him up now. Right? So now y'all listen, hit pause. Now, none of us who's following Christ should ever run up on any kind of law enforcement and start kicking vehicles, trying to get involved, stop them from doing their job. That's against the laws of the land. That don't make sense. If you protesting, then stand there and yell. If you're gonna say something, say it or whatever. But that right there, you putting yourself in harm's way. Nothing happened to him here, really. Hit play, y'all. But so look what real quick, y'all. Look what he incited, though. Right? I'm not saying, obviously things was going on. I'm not putting this all on him. But him kicking the truck and them jumping back out of the truck because they leaving. Now they doing what? They hitting off pepper spray and trying to get people to back up because now they nervous. You got to understand, you dealing with a human being, right? They in ICE outfits and all of that, but these guys are barely trained. So if they're feeling under pressure, their first thing is going to be for a weapon. You understand? And I'm bringing this out because you brothers and sisters, y'all might get emotional seeing this stuff, and then maybe y'all around in them neighborhoods, and y'all like, you know what? I'm going to go out there and I'm going to say my no. Don't get involved. Don't get involved. Hit play. Now they got him hemmed up. How you going to kick the truck and then get hemmed up? See, they just beat him up a little bit, snatched off his coat, kicked him in his butt, and let him go. See? So look what ICE did. They threw up some tear gas, so you can't even see them. So this way nobody could attack them, right? So you got to think, if you an ICE agent or you know what I mean, you going out there, people coming at you every day. So people are actually putting themselves in harm's way. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know where the mindset is of this individual that you so-called kicking the car and stopping them, you know, impeding them from doing their job, even though we know a lot of stuff they doing is just ridiculous, right? But the fact is, we got people running up on them, you know, on men who's armed. It's not smart.
Yeah.
It's not smart.
Hey, Cap, that's why the scriptures say this. Give me Sirach, chapter 11 and verse 10.
There you go.
Bring it out! That's why the scriptures say this. You got it?
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 11 and verse 10.
Come on.
My son, meddle not with many matters.
Said, don't be meddling in many matters. Don't mind your business. Go ahead.
For if thou meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent.
Said, and if you in many matters, when you get dealt with, you're not going to be innocent. You're not going to be innocent in that matter. You insinuating and inciting violence. Go ahead.
And if thou follow after, thou shalt not obtain.
Right.
Said, come on.
Neither shalt thou escape by fleeing.
And neither you going to escape by fleeing.
Right.
That's why the Lord say, mind your business.
Right.
Mind what pays you.
Right.
That don't pay you.
And that's funny. That scripture is beautiful right there, because it say you will not escape by fleeing. Because when he got killed, right? Not that he was running away, but he thought it was over. They got him down, just like they got him down there. They did the same thing when he got killed, but this time they just shot him. Now, I'm not saying it's the same crew that they seen him before. They might not have ever seen him before in the second incident. But the point is, he got himself involved again. I saw another report that his parents said that he called them and told them, well, you know, he told them what happened here. And he said, you know, it's not good. I shouldn't engage them like that. He told his parents that. But yet he engaged again. You know what I'm saying? And not to say that he probably thought he was trying to help that lady, because they pushed that lady to the ground like she was a piece of garbage. So maybe he was just trying to, you know, he picked her up. He wasn't really getting so involved. But we need not get involved like this, y'all. Right? I want to show y'all this video as well. This is good stuff what this brother was bringing out. Bring up number 10, y'all. Bring up number 10. This is important. And we should all we should all understand things like this. This is real excellent the way this guy brought this out. We gotta be thoughtful and have our minds right. Go ahead.
People keep saying the same two things about the Preddy shooting here in Minneapolis. They say, you have the right to observe and film. They say, you have the right to carry a gun if you have a permit. Now, of course, both of those statements are true, but both of them are completely misleading when ripped out of context. Because what both of those statements do is substitute slogans for circumstances. And circumstances are everything.
Right. Hit pause for a second, y'all. Right. So this brother's name is Walter Hudson. Right. I believe he's an attorney. So the name of his little podcast is, you know, it's called Closing Argument. He talks about a lot of different things. Right. So, but generally dealing with law. Right. And especially what's going on here in Minnesota. Right. But what's important, what he said was that if you have a gun licensed to carry, that's a true statement. You can carry it. You can film things. Yes, that's legal. But he's saying you got to be contextually correct with that, right? Y'all gonna see what he's gonna say, because I don't want to kill it. Go ahead.
Let's start with the gun. Yes, in Minnesota, if you have a permit, you can carry a firearm. That's absolutely true. But every concealed carry instructor in this state will tell you the same thing. The moment you choose to carry a firearm, your responsibility goes up, not down. You don't become more entitled to engage in confrontation. You actually become more obligated to avoid it.
See that?
Here in Minnesota, we have what's called a duty to retreat, which means if a judge later decides after the fact that you could have reasonably avoided a conflict, even if you felt threatened at the time, you could still go to prison for using your firearm. That's not theory. That's the real law here in this state. And anyone who teaches carry knows it. So the idea that a carry permit somehow entitles someone to walk into an active area of federal law enforcement get into a physical confrontation with armed agents, and then claim, well, I had the right to be there. That's not how any of this works at all.
Hit pause. See, when you hear somebody speak like this, right? It makes you start thinking differently. Because when you see the action take place where Preddy was killed, you're like, damn, man, these guys are, they're crazy. But when you hear it brought out like this, you say, you know what I'm saying? The guy had a gun on him. He knew he had the gun on him. He never flashed the gun. I'm gonna put that out there, y'all. He never flashed the gun. He never threatened the police with the gun at all. But you have the gun on you, right? And then you engage with them. They're gonna grab you like they grabbed him the last time. He must not have had it on him at that time because they would have took it from him. But this time, when they grabbed him, they saw it. They took it from him and then shot him. What he's trying to say here is that when you have this weapon, you're supposed to stay out of there.
Yeah.
Stay out of there. Right? Same thing with a lot of y'all. When y'all see things going on, first thing y'all do is pull out a camera. Pull out your phone, start record. What do you record? Get out of there before you get shot. You don't even know what's going on. People see a skirmish and they start wanting to film. If something get out of control and whomever it is you filming want to pull out the things, you might get caught. Just get out of there. You don't need to film nothing. But this is the TikTok era. You know what I mean? But hit play, y'all.
If anything, being armed creates an elevated duty to stay away from such volatile situations. Because now, by doing that, you're introducing lethal force into the environment, you're increasing the perceived threat to officers,
see that?
And you're dramatically narrowing their reaction window. Now, that's not politics, that's physics. Now let's talk about the filming aspect. Yes, of course, you have a First Amendment right to record police, that's true, but that right has limits. Even professional journalists can't just walk into an operational zone and demand whatever angle they want. They're required to follow lawful orders. They're required to not interfere with the operation. They're required to respect safety perimeters, because filming and documenting does not override lawful operational control.
Hit pause for a second. And that's important what he's saying, right?
Right.
Because now we got so many so-called, this ain't like the journalists from back in the days who went to school, right? You had to go to school, you had to learn, you had to have your writing skills down, you had to learn the trade, know how to deal with the police. All of that was involved in being a journalist. Now, because everybody's online and they got their own little thing going on, now they all up in the mix with the, no, I'm a journalist. I'm getting information. No. Now nobody don't know the law no more. So they jumping all in the scene, like he said, impeding the law enforcement's job. Listen, y'all, it's not about us anybody being on the police side or being on this person's side. We got to be on God's side. Right. The Lord said, just keep the laws of the land. Keep yourself safe. Don't be involved. Don't. Hey, get that thing about being entangled with the affairs of this world. I quoted it before, but let's just actually read it, because that's the problem, right? Now, again, these people who and remember, we just talked about Renee Good and Alex Preddy, but there's been many people shot since ICE been raiding people. Many people got shot. Not so many killed. There's about 11 shootings. I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 dead, right? And a good amount of our people were shot right in the mix. Not only that, but ICE has been shooting into cars. They doing a lot of madness, but again, we're just hearing it after the fact. We don't know exactly what was taking place, and we don't have all the information. But the point what we're going to tell our people is stay away from this stuff, man.
Mind your business.
Yeah, stay away from these protests. Get away from them far. Because you don't even know why these protests is going on. These might be agent provocateurs. You don't know what the hell is going on. Yeah. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Officer Mathai.
2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier.
Right. All right, so, hit play.
You get to insert yourself into the middle of an arrest and say, I'm the press. I'm a citizen journalist. I'm observing. Because that's not observation, that's interference.
Damn. Wow.
And here's the problem with how this is being discussed right now in the public. People are using abstract rights language to excuse concrete behavior. They're saying things like, well, he had the right to carry. He had the right to film, without asking, were his actions those of someone trying to avoid conflict, or were his actions those of someone inserting himself into conflict?
Hit pause. So now here's the question. From what we've seen, was he trying to insert himself or avoid it? He was definitely trying to insert himself, right? So under what they would call the color of law, he's in the wrong. He's in the wrong. Go ahead, hit play.
And those are very different things. Carrying a gun does not give you license to approach law enforcement and interfere with their duties. Filming does not give you license to defy lawful orders. And neither of those activities creates immunity from the consequences when things predictably escalate. And this is where context matters. Was this a peaceful sidewalk interaction? Or was this the middle of an enforcement operation? And the answer is obvious. Was this passive observation from a distance? Or physical proximity and confrontation? Was Preddy retreating or advancing? Those questions shape the case, not your slogans. And here's what bothers me about the way this is being framed. It trains people to think that their rights are shields from consequences instead of responsibilities. It tells them, well, just invoke the magic words, gun rights, press rights, protest rights, and reality will bend around you. But it doesn't. Reality responds to your behavior. Law evaluates your choices and actions. And officers in the field don't have the luxury of freeze frame hindsight. What they see is distance, movement, compliance, resistance, threat posture.
Damn.
And you have 100% control over all of those factors. You choose whether to approach. You choose whether to comply.
So hit pause, right? That's important. What he's doing here is giving you the perspective of the law enforcement agent, right? They're not thinking in terms of what you're thinking about. They're thinking in terms of, like he said, compliance, resistance. Is the person doing this? The way they're trained, they're going to base their movements on training, right? So based on what you do, they're going to have an action for that. They're not thinking about, well, maybe he don't mean that. That's not what they're not going to do that. He made this move. Look at the way his face looks. Let me shoot him. That's how it's going to go. And it's going to be up to their discretion. And like he said, you're not going to be able to talk your way out. Oh, well, you can't avoid the consequences. So the best point is what? Don't be there.
Yep.
Don't get involved.
Don't meddle around.
Yeah.
You know what's heavy about all those cases?
Y'all can drop that.
All those cases where Renee Good got shot. We seen that man get pepper spray while he was handcuffed.
Right.
When I seen that video, you had one man, he was detaining him, but as he got pepper sprayed, he swiped the thing like, "What are you doing? We already got him handcuffed." You know what I'm saying?
Okay, right.
So the discernment of each law enforcement agent, you can't determine that.
That's right.
You know, so you got a few of them that's good in the pocket.
That's right.
They understand that this lady's just trying to drive away, but this other guy that's not used to authority, he's afraid in the situation. You don't know how he gonna react.
Oh man.
So then, bam, you get a situation to where he goes too far. Everybody like, what the hell? Why the hell did you do that?
Exactly.
You know, but guess what? If you never put yourself in a situation in the first place, you ain't got to worry about that inexperienced guy.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to worry about it.
Right. You know, and hey, y'all, bring up number 15, right? So in this little clip y'all gonna see is the guys that they think killed Preddy, right? Because the ICE agents, they all wear masks, but they were brought into a place. So they're thinking that these agents are the ones, right? So they're coming out of this place after they were questioned. You're gonna see how they get treated. Watch this, y'all. Well, actually, they coming out again. They was getting something to eat. Look, hit pause. See how they stepped to them, smack the coffee out his hand and all that. Yeah, we can't get involved in these things, man. We cannot get involved in these type of things. Go ahead.
Now what have got scared right there?
That's what I'm saying. Look, people throwing stuff. Look at that. They got pressure. Hey, y'all. It's hot out there, y'all. It's hot in Minnesota. People don't even want him around. They said, let him get up out of there. Dang. Yeah, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We used to only know Minnesota for Prince.
Right.
And the Vikings.
That's it.
Now it's totally turned up over there. Yeah, they on another level over there. So y'all can see the different type of heat. It's a lot going on in Minnesota, y'all. A lot. Yeah, man, if y'all want to say something.
Let me get Isaiah 19 and 2. So we just seeing the beginning of it, man. We all here, we know we being shown the prophecies, the understanding is coming to us. So it's our responsibility to watch and pray, not get involved. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you can see what could happen, right? So let's read this.
Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians.
Right. So you see this happening, and this is talking about American and basically Edomites versus Edomites. You know what I'm saying? We starting to see these things, right?
That's right.
We don't?
And they shall fight every one against his brother.
Right. So guess what? That going to you got the Ukraine, Russia. You got the rumors of wars with the U.S. and so on and so forth. That's the big stuff, Reed.
And every one against his neighbor.
Uh-huh.
City against city.
Here go the little civil wars we got going on. You know what I'm saying? Everyone against his neighbor, city against city, Reed.
And kingdom against kingdom.
So these are the beginnings of the end time. The end is not yet, but we seeing it, man. The Bible is coming alive.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, bring up number 7. I'm gonna show something real quick. Right, because like I was saying before, there's a lot of other shootings that took place. It's not just in Minnesota. We're gonna just deal with ICE and their foolishness. All right, go ahead.
List of shootings by U.S. immigration agents in the second Trump administration.
Right, so that's since Trump came back in 25. Go ahead.
This list is a list of shootings by U.S. immigration agents during the second Trump administration, 2025 to present. Federal immigration agencies in the United States include Immigration and Customs Enforcement and Customs and Border Protection, which are both housed in the U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
Right, so just to let y'all know, so you got Customs and Border Protection, right? Those are the guys that are actually on Border Patrol, right? Down near the border going into Mexico and then all up by Canada and all of that, right? Then you have ICE, which takes care of everything in between. So that's how they deal with it. Go ahead.
There have been at least 30 shootings by immigration agents since January 20th, 2025, resulting in 8 deaths.
Right. So since last year, there's been 30 shootings, right? But look at this, shooting into vehicles. Look at this.
Shooting into vehicles. Analysts have noted an unusually large proportion of shootings by immigration agents involving moving vehicles. In January 2026, the Wall Street Journal identified at least 13 instances of immigration officers firing at or into civilian vehicles since July 2025, resulting in at least 8 total gunshot wounds, 2 of which led to deaths. At least 5 of the people shot in this time period were also U.S. citizens.
You see what I'm saying? So it boils down to the fact, and I was going to bring out a video. I couldn't. I forgot to bring it up. I'm gonna try to find it real quick. But basically, these ICE agents don't have any real training. These are not like police officers that they're drafting into ICE. This is like the average cat. You know what I mean? They just find somebody who want a job and like, hey, fill this out, take this gun, and go on your way. You know what I'm saying? It obviously ain't that stupid, but it's almost there. You know what I mean? I'm going to try to find that. But look at this, though. 5 of those were U.S. citizens. How many? I bet you if you pull up how many times the police shot into vehicles, you probably don't see that much. Unless they at an actual, a traffic stop and somebody try to shoot them or whatever. These guys are crazy. Shooting into vehicles. You don't see where does it say that the people in the car were shooting out at them? This is crazy, man. Go ahead. Just read that next part.
Many of U.S. police agencies, including the Federal Department of Justice, have trained officers not to...
You see that? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Not to fire into moving vehicles.
Right.
Or have banned the practice outside of rare circumstances.
Exactly.
Such as a driver shooting at people or already attempting to run over them.
Right. I didn't even read that part, right? Because I know that generally police don't do that. So these guys are not trained. You dealing with nut jobs. That's why our brothers and sisters, don't be out there in these protests. You don't know who these ICE agents are. Maybe they're a bunch of just, some guys they just pulled up and just want them to go cause havoc. You know what I'm saying? Don't get involved. But just go to the list of shootings. Go down there and see if they give names and all that. Scroll down. Scroll. Keep going. All right, there you go. Right? So we ain't got to read every one. I'm just, look at that. So that's somebody named Vermont Coventry, right? A German national. Huh?
That's the city
sure?
in the state.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Coventry, Vermont. I apologize.
So it says 2 people died in the state of Vermont.
Okay.
2 died, and then
Yo, get me out of the way, y'all. We can't see what it say on the top. There you go. Right? A shootout occurred between the 2 women in the vehicle and CBP, killing Agent David Milan. So the agent got killed on this one. And German national Ophelia Buckhall. But like you just brought out, this is Esau versus Esau. Right? The shooting is believed to be connected to the Zizians. What the hell is that? Somebody look up Zizians. Okay, let's keep right there. Informal group of rationalists allegedly involved in 6 violent deaths in the U.S., 3 in the 2020. Okay. All right. Okay. So CBP was going after them because there's some damn some terrorists pretty much.
Okay, yeah.
Right? But these are the people that they said they were supposed to be going after. Not just the Zizians, but anybody who was criminals. But it's seeming like they're not really going after criminals. That was just like the word. But now we can understand that being a shootout. Go ahead.
All right. The next one is in Fronton, Texas. Oh, so this is the cartel over here.
Right. The Mexican cartel involved in a shootout. No injuries were reported. So they was just busting at the air. All right. Scroll.
All right. Another one. Cameron County, Texas. It looks like that's 1 injury and 1 incident.
All right, so this is another border. But go ahead, scroll down, y'all. Scroll down. Let's see if we see ICE involved in any of this. Because that's Border Patrol. You know they're going to just keep going. Border Patrol, you know they're going to have some drama. Just keep scrolling. So this looks like all Border Patrol. I don't really see. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Right there. Stop.
There we go.
Black Forest, Colorado. So ICE agents fired 3 shots at 2 people in a vehicle whom ICE described as quote-unquote aliens. An ICE spokesperson said the driver attempted to ram agents with his vehicle. The 2 police fled the scene.
2 people.
Damn. Oh, the 2 people fled the scene. ICE later arrested one of the individuals, Francisco Zapata Pacheco.
Right. What does that mean to us? They arrested an individual. What that mean? They probably let him go. He probably ain't do nothing. But this is what happens, right? That's ICE. That's one. Go ahead. Scroll down. We don't go stay too much on it. I just want to show y'all the list of shootings that there's a lot going on. right? So it's not just good and it's not just pretty. Go ahead.
All right, this is in Chicago, Illinois. This was a death. An ICE agent shot and killed an undocumented Mexican immigrant named Silverio Villegas Gonzalez, who was allegedly attempting to flee a traffic stop. ICE agents claim that Villegas Gonzalez was attempting to hit them with his vehicle.
Right.
Damn.
So everybody is trying to run over y'all?
It said right there that he was attempting to flee.
Right.
All them cases they trying to get away.
Exactly.
Allegedly.
They're not trying to run nobody over. Because when you look at these people record, they've never done anything before. Right. So clearly they trying to get out the way. Same thing with that lady Good. You seen her turn the car. She wasn't trying to hit this guy. Yeah. But somehow, some way they got it in their mind that they're able to shoot into vehicles and kill people, and that's what they're doing. Go ahead, scroll, y'all. Bananas. Damn.
Another one in Chicago. This one, not a death. An ICE agent shot a U.S. citizen named Miramar Martinez five times and accused her of ramming into ICE agents.
Damn.
Martinez survived the shooting, and charges that were filed against her were later dismissed. Agents also claimed that Martinez was... Scroll down.
Go down.
Stop. Whoa.
Was what? She was armed?
Martinez was armed with a semi-automatic weapon, although this was not mentioned in the charges against her.
Right, so they just lied.
They lied.
You see what I'm saying? This is what we're looking at. They're just creating stories full of caca. Go ahead, scroll. No, they good. They good. No, keep going. Oh, that is ICE.
Okay.
Again, look. Claim the man nearly hit officers while fleeing the scene.
Damn.
You can't make this up. An African American. This guy, he's a citizen. They said, to hell with you, Judah. Take one of these for the road. Go ahead, scroll. You can't make this up.
And like you said, Kev, that's how you know these individuals ain't trained law enforcement. Most of them not.
No.
Because you would know when you in danger.
Exactly.
You would know when somebody trying to hit you. You know when somebody coming with intent to harm or kill you. Yeah. That's not what's going on here.
No, not at all.
They telling the same story in different states.
Right.
And in different situations. It's the same story. He tried to hit me with his car.
No way.
So I hit him with some fire.
Right. Look at this.
That don't make no sense.
This is in Los Angeles, California. This was 2 gunshots. So ICE agents attempted to arrest a TikTok streamer from Mexico who frequently filmed ICE operations. During the arrest, an ICE agent's gun went off, striking the streamer and a U.S. Marshal who was assisting the operation.
This guy was so dumb, he shot a U.S. Marshal as well. Yo,
he shot an agent.
Bro, they got to get these dummies off the street, bro. This is crazy. They don't know what the hell they doing. Go ahead, scroll. Same foolishness, attempted to ram vehicles. Come on, man, stop. Look, another one. Man attempted to speed away.
In North Phoenix. This one is in Phoenix. They telling the same exact story and getting off with it.
Hey, this is insane, man. This is insane.
The man's vehicle was struck and he was injured.
Yep. Scroll down. We ain't going to read every one of them. We just showing you, look at what's happening. These people, another one in his truck. After reversing, Jimenez pulled. Go ahead, scroll down. Scroll down, y'all. Pull forward. Whereupon the ICE agent shot and injured him. I'm telling you, this is insane. And this is Ontario, bro. This is right outside of LA.
And this is why y'all gotta mind y'all business, because if they shooting they own, what the hell you think they gonna do to you?
Look, another one shot at the car. Y'all, come on, man. This is insane, y'all.
What you think they gonna do to you?
Right.
That person didn't kick off his reverse light.
No.
They just got pulled over and then accused of about to trying to run the ICE agent over and then shot.
Yeah.
That's not a police protocol.
Not at all.
I've seen many high-speed chases.
Yep.
You know, and the first thing is not to shoot into the car.
Exactly.
You know, they give chase, or you know what I'm saying? They try to subdue, or you got a chance to run or whatever.
Right.
You're not getting that chance with ICE.
No.
So be mindful, man. If you get pulled over, man, just
Just
Pass
deal with
that
ICE,
idea, man.
Deal with ICE, man.
Yeah.
Just because this is crazy. There was a couple of stories I seen where they was people who were in the country legally, right? They came from other countries, but they came in legally. Everything was good. You know, they had their green card, so on and so forth. Did everything they had to do, and then ICE just took them. Talking about white women from Canada, one from Egypt, somebody from Peru, and just had them locked down for a couple of months for nothing. Dang. All right, this is what's happening. Let's throw this up real quick. So let's hear Northern Kingdom. Go to 13. Right? Because guess what? When Trump was being going for his second term, a lot of our people was voting for him. A lot of our people was voting for him. So let's see what's going on now.
President Trump won Nevada, Arizona, and maybe even North Carolina thanks to Latinos. Many voted for him because of his immigration views rather than despite them.
Right.
Now those same Latino voters are looking for another party.
Trump's net approval rating among Latinos on his deportation program. Look at this. You go back a year ago, according to the CBS News YouGov poll, he was right at even, right? As many people approved as disapproved. Again, that's really good numbers for Republican among Latinos. But look at where we are now. 34 points underwater.
Right. Hit pause, y'all. Hit pause. So when he was running, right, amongst the Northern Kingdom, they were saying, okay, we not with them. We some of them was against, some of them was for it. Believe it or not, a lot of Northern Kingdom was like, yeah, deport those who's not here legally. They was really saying that, right? And so it was half and half. Now that they see that ICE is going against anybody they can find, now they very angry with Trump. They done with him, right?
They going against everybody that fit the description.
That's right. No, real talk. And that's why we ain't supposed to be voting.
Right.
Yeah, scriptures say that.
Right.
Let's get it.
Yeah. Get that thing, right? We ain't supposed to be voting, y'all. Don't entangle yourselves with the affairs of this world.
Right.
All right? Pull that thing real quick because we don't got that much time left.
Deuteronomy chapter 17 and verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set to king, shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee.
Say what now?
Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee.
God said we cannot set strangers over us. Right. That means don't entangle yourself in the affairs of this life. That means you don't vote for a stranger to be king over you. Right. Your president, aka your president.
Right.
That ain't got nothing to do with us.
No,
because
nothing at all.
every time we involve ourselves in this, it ended up backfiring on us.
Mm-hmm.
Every time.
Terrible.
The Northern Kingdom got the so-called Negro wake-up call, and it reminded me of our last show.
Yeah.
This is the same thing that's going to happen to so-called black people, Southern Kingdom tribes.
Right.
So they was approving and thinking they was with the white man and voting for Trump, so on and so forth.
Yep.
And then when everything come out, now they turning back.
Right.
So everybody going to have to go back to their own people, man.
No, that's
everybody,
the story,
bro.
And then the Lord Ben said that. Said, yo, y'all going to be returning to y'all own people. Trust me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But all praises. That's all we got for Minnesota. I mean, it's more, to be honest with y'all. We probably could have been here another hour. It's a lot, you know. Hey, bring up number 20. Bring up number 20. Let me show y'all this. All right. Bring up number 20. All right. So this is brother Dave Anderson. All right. What was the name of his so if y'all might know him, all right, Dave Anderson, he's been on many podcasts. He discusses all aspects of black, you know what I'm saying? Anything dealing with our people, he's on it. He's an excellent speaker and a good, you know, he got good processing. Like I like to say, I like the good brain processor, you know, good operational system. You know what I mean? But he also is an author. He has a couple of books. He's a coach, a life coach, all of that. So we're going to have him on the show on Monday, and we'll be discussing with him different topics about, you know, ourselves in the diaspora. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be talking about the diaspora, you know, different things within our culture and people. It's going to be a great conversation, y'all. All right? Y'all want to be there. Y'all can look him up. He's all over the place. He actually has a He actually has a YouTube channel called I Never Knew TV, which is good. Y'all might not even know he was behind it, but y'all might have ran into the he got a lot of stuff on there, you know. So he's coming on Monday. It's gonna be a great show. So all praises to the Lord, you know. So with that, hey, Officer Judy, you gotta take us out.
All right, we do it. We do it.
We do the
booster.
Okay. Oh yeah. I don't even see the thing. Hey, Judy, you do it.
Oh, let me try it one time.
Yeah,
Let me see how it works.
Hell yeah. Put it on Judah.
Yeah, they did.
What's wrong with y'all? Put it on Judah. The hell?
All right. Here we go. Boom, there it is. Right there. The Booster Club, all right? Make sure you scan this QR code and donate. Help us get all across the world, right? So we can continue to do the work. You see the fruits of the labor? It's not going into no vain thing. We actually doing the work. You can see the fruits, right? So this is where you want to donate right here. All right.
We ain't doing none of that scamming?
No, no fraud here, baby. We're making it happen. All right. All right. Save a few dollars for us also, right? The Nehemiah Squad radio show. Get us some more lights, bells, and whistles. Keep things rolling. Bring them guests in, because we also doing a good work here, all right?
Next one.
That's it? Yep.
All right, take us out there.
Me? Yeah, okay, here we go. Me? All right. You know what to get. Let's get it.
Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 21.
Uh-huh.
Then I testified against them and said unto them, why lodge ye about the wall? If ye do so again, I will lay hands on you.
Right. So guess what? Hey, look, if we keep doing this again, we gotta lay hands on you. All right. If ICE agents keep coming into our cities, so on and so forth, and y'all getting involved, hey, they gonna lay hands on you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They gonna say you try to hit them with their car, and they gonna do more than lay hands on you. So what we telling you is stay out of the mix, right? Or we gonna have to lay hands on you.
Right.
All right. Hey, looky here. This the Nehemiah Squad. Hey, this is we got the mighty Captain Zaccai. You got Officer Shim. I'm Officer Judah. Hey, look. Till next time. Shalom.
All right, what's like Christ bless y'all. Shalom.
Out.
Yeah.
Even the eat, spend holy days away from the heathen. I need a break. I don't need a reason. I need a script. I don't need your readers. Keep it to yourself. It's better for my health. Leave it on the shelf. Ain't hearing nothing else. Tonight and tonight, knowing the price. Pay it off with my life till it's out with